While Justify won the Preakness Stakes and still holds a good chance at the Triple Crown when he competes June 9 in the 2018 Belmont Stakes, he left plenty to discuss in regards to a small margin of victory at Pimlico.
Well, it seems there's at least one external factor that possibly affected his run. For Blood Horse's Jeremy Ballin.
Mike Smith said Justify jumped the tracks at the crossover on the main track, where people were walking before the bridge was removed.
On the one hand, the jumping incident happened early in the race. It is barely visible on video, especially with the fog. But more clearly seen in photos, Justify clearly took an early leap, with Good Magic smiling just to his inside. In a 1 3/16 mile race, the longer distance gives horses more time to recover from trouble. Even if horses stumble or get bumped out of the gate, they can get into a good enough rhythm to put themselves back. Yup, guess Justify did jump those tracks. I was wrong. Preakness 2018 pic.twitter.com/3jofwaswjbf.
After Justify jumped over those tracks, he settled into his usual spot up front and contested the pace with Good Magic. He never lost position. Because Justify initially jumped tracks, however, you could believe it changed how jockey Mike Smith rode the colt in the late stages of the race when crossing them again. Smith urged Justify to pass Good Magic in the lane, but once he put away his pace foe, he noticeably sat still on Justify even though Bravazzo came flying late. Private clocker Bruno de Julio explains.
Photographers and other track personnel cross over the track before the race starts, so it's easy to see how horses would notice footprints. The track's sloppy condition likely highlighted everyone's tracks.
The ironic thing is, Justify already wears a shadow roll, the blue piece of equipment on his head, which is supposed to help prevent horses from jumping. Many Baffert horses wear them. But a shadow roll is not going to stop a horse from seeing everything.
In my opinion, the incident did not likely affect his race to an extreme. Yes, it made the beginning awkward and forced Justify to switch leads 1 or 2 more times, but he recovered quickly.
Justify posted a 128 time form US speed figure, so he exceeded his Derby run by 1 point, which goes against people saying he regressed. In addition, Bravazzo scored a 126 and Tenfold a 125, so those two simply moved up from their previous races.
If Justify made the mistake late in the race, then perhaps he would lose.
Remember in 1990, Danger jumped a shatter late in his battle against Safely kept down the lane in the Breeders' Cup Sprint, G1, which allowed the filly to claim the win. That happened close to the finish line, giving no chance for Danger to recover. In fact, he jumped twice. It is scary to think, if jumping the tracks did cost Justify a significant amount of lengths, then he could be considered essentially invincible without incident.
It will not be an easy task to defeat Justify next out, especially if he does not make any unusual jumps at Belmont Park. Already, he's won 2 legs of the Triple Crown on a sloppy track. If he gets a fast surface, there is less of a chance that people walking across the track can affect the race.
But this instance, along with Justify's small margin of victory, will keep the conversation going until the Belmont. Is this horse ready to make racing history?